So the last time I got my AMH done was back in, I want to say thank you. What's up, tribe, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me again. If you are new here, my name is Mariah and my husband and I are on a journey to conceive rainbow baby number 2. In today's video, we are basically entering into this new cycle. So yeah, I left off last time with my test at 13 DPO. At 14 DPO, I didn't really have anything going on, but I also just did not test. I already felt like I was out, so I didn't even bother with testing. And then during the evening time, I started spotting. The next morning, full flow. So the good news with that is that I did finally have another 28-day cycle. So my cycles do seem to be getting back on track with their length. I was a bit concerned about that, but things finally have seemed to regulate. So now we are going ahead and pushing forward with the medicated cycles, which are going to consist of CLOMID, no injections, no trigger, none of that, just strictly CLOMID. So my RE went ahead and prescribed me with 100 milligrams of CLOMID. Of course, they give it to you in the 50 milligrams tablets because that's how they come. That's what they come in. So I take 2 50 milligram tablets from cycle days 3 through 7. Now I've already started them. And this time, I can say last time, I don't feel like I had that many symptoms that were like really noticeable or really stood out. I might have had like a slight headache one day. And I know I have another video about the symptoms I previously had, but I do not remember feeling how I currently feeling on the CLOMID. This time, my first day taking it, I was like, okay, this is cool. Sure, I have a little bit of stomach upset. I do take it in the evening, but I was like, a little stomach upset, no problem. Day 2 of taking it, I had a slight headache. By day 3, I had like an even worse headache, and then day 4 I also had a headache, but it wasn't as bad as the previous day. So headaches are definitely something that I feel like are more prevalent on this dosage for me specifically. Also, I've been feeling a lot more hungry than I normally am. My appetite has really picked up a lot, and I feel like I'm just craving a lot of stuff. Like I just constantly want to eat, which I'm not really used to. I'm used to eating because I want to eat, but not constantly having that like gnawing feeling, almost as if you didn't eat anything at all. That's like constantly just there, unless it's like right after I eat. Like even now, I just ate probably like an hour and a half ago. I feel like I could eat something else right now. So it's definitely made my appetite increase, definitely made my acne increase. I have some acne going on in my back right now and on the lower portion of my back, which is not normal for me. I usually don't really get any back acne at all, let alone not on the top, but in the middle portion of my back. So that's like another thing that I have noticed has truly picked up on it. Overall, all the days I've been taking it, I'm on my last day today, but overall, I felt lethargic as well as being like, I guess, hungry a good portion of the time. I have felt super lethargic. So I've been drinking, like I've been filling this cup up every morning and then another 3 times. So 4 times a day, I am drinking 24 ounces of water along with some Gatorade and, you know, whatever else I want to drink throughout the day. But I'm making sure that my water intake is pretty much at all-time high because, like I said, I just feel really lethargic. Also, CLOMID can dry up your cervical mucus, so I kind of wanted to get ahead of the ball game on that. Now I'm on my final day, day number 7 or day number 5 of the CLOMID, but cycle day 7. And one thing that I know that I did not have last time, and this is going to be TMI, just FYI, it's going to be TMI. Just strictly today, I have had numerous bowel movements, and I'm trying to figure out how I can put this delicately. I guess you could just say I've been having loose stool, which is not normal for me. I'm normally not regular at all. If anything, I'm more towards the constipated end sometimes, and then I just I've never really had frequent bowel movements, have really slow motility. So for me to be running to the bathroom the number of times that I have ran to the bathroom today, like I literally almost pooped my pants today just because of the amount of pressure built up in my stomach and that feeling, that urge to just have to go like immediately. Now with that being said, I don't have any cramping or anything like that, and there's nothing else accompanying that. It's just like I said, the urge to have to go to the bathroom a lot more frequently. I've run to the bathroom like at least probably 5 times today, and that didn't happen in previous days either. Oh, and the one other thing that I noticed too was I'm actually feeling some twinges right now, like in my, what I feel like are my ovaries. The only time I really feel something going on in my reproductive area is mainly when I am either ovulating or it's like the day of ovulation and the day before ovulation. I get a burning sensation, I get really strong pressure buildup, and I can usually tell when I've ovulated due to the physical symptoms. Over the last couple of days, it does not feel anything like ovulation, but I have gotten some like little twingy type of feelings, and even now on my right side, I'm getting some twinges in where my right ovary is. So I definitely know that the CLOMID is doing something right now. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see if we, you know, are successful this month. I know a lot of people get hot flashes as well, and I don't know if that's happening. I have woken up in the night a few times, just like drenched in sweat. So I don't know if that's happening at night or it's just because I'm underneath the blanket, and I'm a blanket person. So even if I'm hot, sometimes I'll keep a blanket on just because I like the way blankets feel surrounding me. But I don't know if that's actually what I would consider hot flashes. It's never really when I'm awake. Sure, I might feel a little warm, like warm to the touch sometimes, but I don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm like sweating and I feel sticky and gross and So I haven't had as much issues with the hot flashes yet, or maybe not at all, as I know a lot of other women do. And yeah, that's basically it for all of my symptoms. Also, as many of you who have watched my previous, you know, fertility updates know, I am not being monitored this time. The RA and I discussed it, and basically what they said was because I have had success with CLOMID before, and because my response to it has gone well, they feel confident and comfortable with me doing 3 unmonitored cycles of it. Now, I'm fine with that. I'm just curious to see how I do on this dosage, because last time I only took 50 milligrams. This time they put me on 100. So I'm sure once ovulation comes around, I'm gonna feel like a very sharp pain, so to speak, very sharp ovulation pains. I already have them without medication, so I'm already kind of anticipating and expecting to feel that like over time. And then other things that I'm doing to pretty much like combat the effects of the CLOMID are I am taking Larginine and drinking palm juice for my uterine lining, because CLOMID can thin your lining. I haven't had lining issues in the past, but once again, when I was successful last time, I did use the Larginine pretty much from the start, cycle day 1 up until ovulation. So I'm doing the same thing this time. I'm also adding in the palm juice because, like I said, I'm taking the same dosage of L-arginine as before, but because the dosage of CLOMID has increased, I just went ahead and threw the palm juice in. I'm hoping that it doesn't make my lining too thick though, so I am a little bit curious about how that's gonna work out. But overall, I think it's gonna be fine. Another thing I'm doing is Mucinex. So as you guys have heard, I've been feeling like super thirsty and some days lethargic. So CLOMID actually tends to dry up your cervical mucus. So I've been taking the Mucinex, which thinned your cervical mucus, so that hopefully it'll be closer to that egg white consistency, making it easier for the swimmers to get to where they need to go. And with the Mucinex, I'm starting that today. I always start around cycle day 7 or cycle day 8 just to give myself the best chance possible. But with taking that, I have to drink even more water now, because between that and the CLOMID, it can really all dry you out if you don't stay extremely hydrated. But yeah, those are like my symptoms. They're pretty much in the waiting game for ovulation. I am going to start using OPKs. That'll probably wind up being the next video, but I am going to start OPKing, and I am still using my OvuSense as well for temping, because I feel like that's just the best way to confirm ovulation. But I am going to go ahead and start my OPKs starting cycle day 8, so not today but tomorrow, just to start them. I also know that with CLOMID, the day after your last day, sometimes OPKs can come out positive. I don't actually remember. I will have to go back in the videos and see what day I started OPKing the last time, but I definitely want to make sure that I do not miss ovulation or miss my peak or my LH surge by any means. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start out early, and I'll just monitor them. If I see it come out like positive right away tomorrow, then I'm just gonna pretty much disregard it as that. But because we're only doing time intercourse, not having any monitoring done and not doing the trigger this time, I definitely feel like I have to be like more on it as far as tracking ovulation. Oh, and the last thing I forgot to fill you guys in on was me getting my AMH results back. Someone will be floating in right about there in 3, 2, 1. Yep, there he is.
Mom.
Yes?
Mom.
Yes? You wanna come sit up? Huh? Wanna come up? So the last time I got my AMH done was back in, I wanna say thank you. It was about in 2019 or 2018. I honestly don't. So the last time I got it done was in 2019. At that time, my results came back at a 4.88, which is within normal range, just more towards like skewing towards the higher end of normal for my age at the time. When I repeated it and got my AMH done this time, it was at a 2.77, so it has gone down, but it's still within the normal range. I know it goes down the older you get, so I'm sure it's just what's to be expected. But depending on how these next few cycles go, will determine whether or not I go ahead and ask them to repeat the cycle day 3 labs. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all that I have to update you guys on. I will let you know how it goes with the OPKs, and I'll also let you guys know if I feel anything things that are like different throughout my cycle this time. And I don't know, I feel like things could go either way. I feel like they can be really mild or really intense. So I'll be curious to see what happens and how I feel. I would say the only thing that I don't really like about not having the monitoring done is not being able to see how my body is responding cycle to cycle with CLOMID, mainly in the effects that it has on my lining and being able to see the number of follicles that I have. So that I would say like those are like the two things that I'm like inquiring curious minds really want to know. But other than that curiosity, I feel like it's gonna be completely fine. But yeah, guys, that's all I have to really update you guys on. I didn't want to leave you guys like hanging or in the dark or anything like that. But there's also been like not a whole lot to report other than what I just basically reported. Up next will be the OPK testing and ovulation tracking. So I hope you all have a wonderful and amazing week, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.